The goddess Nut. Although Nut was pictured in many temples and tombs, as well as on ceilings, she had no building of her own like the other major gods and goddesses. She was not well observed in popular places. When night falls, she swallows Ra, the sun god. Nut was the goddess of the sky, but had many other purposes as well. She had three other names: Nuit, Nuet, spelled Newet, and Nuth. Nut was known as the mother of all gods, including Ra, her grandfather, because she swallowed him up every night and gave birth to him again every morning. She was also the mother of the heavenly bodies, whose laughter was as thunder and tears were rain. She often carried the sun across the sky. She played a part in funeral beliefs and was sometimes drawn on the top of the sarcophagi. Nut was one of the nine major gods. She was the personification of the sky and the heavens. Egyptians called her the mother of the sky. Nut is one of the oldest deities in history. As the sky goddess, Nut was shown arcing over Geb, earth god, her fingertips near his head and her toes by his feet. She was commonly pictured dark blue and wore no robes, although some Egyptians believed that Nut wore a rainbow-colored robe with stars all over her body. Big paintings of her were found along the ceilings of the tomb chambers. She can be seen with small vulture wings or a vase on her head. She was often shown as a big cow when carried the sun across the sky. The cow was a very motherly figure. Nut was a very beautiful and kind goddess. She was loving and caring. She fell in love with Thoth, or Tahuti, the god of knowledge, and Geb, the god of the earth. She was a motherly figure and a very strong, independent goddess, for she would not marry just any person. She did what she wanted, and when it angered, she never let anyone stand in her way. When angered, she never let anyone stand in her way. Nut had a strong relationship with Geb, her twin brother, and Thoth, Tahuti, the god of the scribes and wisdom. She was the goddess of the sky, and Geb was the god of the earth. In the morning, they were separated, but at night they came together, which created darkness. This is a story of the ancient Egyptians used to explain her 365-day calendar. Nut loved Geb and Thoth, Tahuti, but she was married to Ra. When Ra found out about her secret loves, he was furious. He told Nut that she could not have any children in the 360 days of the year. This saddened her, so she went to Tahuti, Thoth, for help. She gambled with Khonsu, the moon god, to create 5 more days, so she and Geb had 5 children. Osiris was first, Horus was second, Seth was third, Isis was fourth, and Nephthys was fifth. These days were called the demon days. She was a protective goddess like Bast. The ancient Egyptians had 3 calendars, but the agricultural one was the one that was used in everyday life. It was made up of 3 seasons, each containing 4 months. The seasons were Akat, A-K-H-E-T, the Indonesian, Peret, P-E-R-E-T, when the water retreated, and Shimu, harvest season. Nut loved Geb, but Ra did not like that she loved Geb. So he told Shu, her father, the air god, to separate them. Then Ra put a curse on Nut, so she could not have babies on any of the 365 days of the year. Let's see if we can find a picture of her, Shu, and Geb. There we go. That's her over the top, symbolizing the night sky. I mean, the stars in the sky, the heavens. This is Shu, her father, separating her from her brother and lover, Geb. Then Ra put a curse on Nut, so she could not have babies on any of the three. Read that, blah, blah, blah. If he won, he would be able. Okay. Thoth wanted to be able to let Nut have her baby, so she challenged Khonsu, the moon god, to a game of Senate. If he won, he became god of the underworld. On the second day, she had Horus, the war god. On the third day, she had Set, the god of storms and evil. And the fourth day, she had Isis, the goddess of magic. On the fifth day, she had Nephthys, the river goddess. After a long time, the Egyptians realized the calendar was off because they did not have the quarter day at the end like we do by having a leap year. The calendar said it was flood season, but the flood did not come until later. The ancient Egyptians noticed the star Sirius would rise right before the flood. They used this as the beginning of the year of the beginning of flooding.